yeah. But anyway, I think college is fun because basically I get to live on my own, which is awesome. Or live, not really on my own, but with my friends, you know, without parents, which is fun. Just kind of, you know, running your own show, kind of doing what you want to do, you know. I also like the fact of, you know, self-disciplining yourself. I enjoy that. I've never enjoyed people putting restrictions on me. I've always been somebody who more enjoyed putting restrictions on myself, you know what I mean? Setting deadlines for myself and, you know, forcing myself to do things other than other people forcing me, which is why I think I'm drawn to biology so much and to lab work so much, is that you kind of do things at your pace most of the time. If you're a private researcher, you can kind of do things for yourself and set your own time limits and stuff. And I think that's why I hated my job so much at the restaurant I worked for over the summer, was because I didn't get to make my own rules or make my own schedule. I was always constant pressure from, you know, your coworkers, from your bosses. And I mean, that's life. I understand. I realize pressure is part of life. It's just, for me, I don't thrive very well under those kind of conditions. I thrive, you know, more under the conditions where I kind of put myself on a limit, you know what I mean, and do things on my own. And that's what you kind of have to do for college, is you kind of got to regulate yourself. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to really hold your hand, or at least nobody should. Let's put it that way. Nobody should hold your hand. The professors sure as hell aren't going to hold your hand, because they don't care. I mean, they really don't. Some genuinely do care about you and do care about, you know, your grade, but there are some that genuinely don't care. And the only reason that they care, or pretend to care, is so that they look good when they turn in their final grades to, you know, the dean of their respective departments. Other than that, they don't care. And you're going to have to deal with teachers like I had to this year for organic chemistry, who really don't care about you. You know, some people who just do the bare minimum required of them as a teacher, and, you know, don't do anything other than what they're absolutely required to do, and they think that's acceptable. Because they don't make a lot of money, so they figure that they don't care, and they don't have to, you know, they don't have any incentive to work hard. But, you know, that's their own deal, that's their own business. But you will have to deal with people like that. You will have to deal if you're somebody more or less like me, who doesn't enjoy going out all the time and drinking and getting fucked up every 3 seconds. You are going to have to deal with a lot of people who aren't like you and are exactly the way I just described. Because for a lot of teenagers, that's what their idea of fun is. That's what they enjoy doing. I don't get the appeal, and, you know, sorry, but most of those people just look like idiots to me. Because what winds up happening is, especially in the world today, with, you know, Facebook and all this other stuff, you know, you always run the risk, you know, of, if you go out and do something stupid, of having your picture taken, or something like that, and, you know, having people post said pictures of you all over Facebook, and you really have no privacy, and other people seeing that and getting yourself into trouble, especially if you are in a relationship. You have no business doing anything anyway that's going to get you into trouble. And it can really hurt you in life. And if you go out and party all the time, your grades are going to suffer for it. And you will regret it. And so, you know, one of my top advices to people going to college is find something else to do to enjoy yourself other than drinking. It's not that hard to do. People do it all the time, like myself. There's all kinds of different things that you can do to have fun other than drinking. Things like school clubs, get involved, volunteer, study, although that's not really something to have fun, but you know what I mean. There's all kinds of stuff, that you can do to enjoy yourself while you're in college that doesn't involve getting yourself into trouble, letting yourself slip on your grades, hurting yourself in your personal life by doing things that hurt other people. There's just all kinds of good things that you can do that don't involve that. And so that's number one. Have fun, but don't be stupid, and find something else to do with your time than always go into bars and drinking, because honestly, it's not worth it. And most of the time, I'm not going to say all the time, but most of the time, you're not going to find your soulmate if that's what you're looking for, which you probably should look in college at least for some serious relationships to at least find out, what you want in life. You're probably not going to find that at a frat party, you know what I'm saying? The girl that you want to, girl or guy for that matter, you want to spend the rest of your life with. Could be wrong, and I know that it has happened in the past, but it's probably unlikely. So that's my advice regarding that. My other advice, like I said, is manage your time well. Don't be me. Don't procrastinate to the point of the last minute, like I'm doing right now with my exam tomorrow, to where you're screwed. And it's hard for me to say that, obviously, while I'm being a hypocrite, but it's very important. And I did, when it came down to studying for these finals, when it came to like chemistry and stuff, I really put my nose to the grindstone and studied. I mean, my friend Chris and I stayed up. We pulled an all-nighter for chemistry. The exam was at 7:30 in the morning, and we stayed up all night studying for it, and it paid off, I think, in the long run, because we both think that we did pretty well on it. But when you need to do your work, do your work. Don't sacrifice your school, your education for laziness or whatever else that you do. Don't sacrifice, your schoolwork for it. So that's my other advice. Make new friends. That's important, because you will meet people in college that could actually turn out to be lifelong friends for you. And so it's important to get out there and make new friends. And you are going to deal with some hard stuff, some tough times, and you just got to push through all that. You know what I mean? You got to push through the bullshit that you will inevitably, encounter, and just keep moving along. Do your very best, and hopefully your parents, which I think all good parents should do, is if you're doing your absolute best and you struggle, you stumble along the way, they should be there to support you, help you out. And I hope that everybody has that kind of support from their family, that if you try your absolute best and you just don't get it done, that sometimes it's just not your fault, and sometimes you just got to accept that you can't be perfect all the time with everything. You know what I mean? And you just got to accept sometimes that you can only do your best, which is what I had to do this semester. My dream was to finish college with a 4.0 GPA. That was kind of smashed this semester. But, I came to terms with that. I made my peace and said, I did what I could do. I guess I had a really tough semester in my personal life, and it kind of started out bad. I had some shitty teachers and some really hard subjects. And, I did what I could do. And sometimes that just has to be enough. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's tough to accept if you're kind of a perfectionist like I am. But sometimes you're forced to accept that, and that's okay. It's okay not to be perfect 100% of the time. And I think that's a big thing to keep in mind as well, that you need to relax from time to time. You need to do fun things. And you can't let yourself get so, so focused and just get unhealthy about getting, the best possible grade, getting A's on everything, you know what I mean? So that's my advice there. Also, if you're living in a dorm, if you're moving to a dorm, I highly recommend that you go check out my playlist called the Dorm Room Survival Guide that I made earlier this year, because basically it explains all the things that you need to know to live in a dorm, and kind of shows you, I think, on a tour of my dorm from last year, kind of show you what you can expect a dorm to be, to look like, and it's a pretty good playlist, so I recommend you check that out if you're living in a dorm when you're going to college, so I think it would benefit you. But I think pretty much I am done for the most part with the stuff I can pack up tonight. There's obviously some things I need to pack tomorrow, such as my toiletries, and I have the clothes that I have laid out. I need to finish washing the clothes that I need to wash to pack up. But other than that, I'm leaving a lot of this stuff. I'm leaving these bed sheets on my bed. I'm leaving all of my school books. I'm leaving my refrigerator. All of that good stuff is staying. My TV, I actually need to unplug. Obviously, I can't pack up my camera until I'm done doing this. Oh look, I found a Monopoly piece that expired a really long ass time ago. Apparently I had won a small frappe and it expired a month ago, so that's a shame. I just found that on my floor. But anyway, so my TV I need to get ready. Ooh, Hall's Triple Action Soothing Cough Drops. These are the most amazing cough drops I've ever had in my life. They have menthol in them, and when you eat them, they basically deaden your throat. So if you have a sore throat, it really, really helps. Hall's Triple Soothing Action. If you have a cold or something, I definitely recommend these. I'm going to bring these home because I assume that I'm not going to get through this winter season without getting sick, considering that it's in Louisiana and outside it's like in the 20s right now, literally, and it's pretty ridiculous. But I think for the most part, like I said, this is pretty much the most I can do. Here's all my the 3 external hard drives I have. One 750 gig and 2 500 gigs. This is what I put all my gameplay footage on, which is pretty hardcore memory there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can bring. I'm leaving, like I said, my notebooks here. I don't even know what that is under. Oh, I do know what that is under my bed. That came with my printer. That's gonna stay here. Could probably bring like my football and my basketball back home with me, just in case. Here's my clothes laid out. There's a painting over here. I'm getting texted. There's a painting over here. Yeah, by the way, this is the painting that I said I was going to hang up, and I never did this semester because I just never got around to doing it, that my mom made for me. that I talked about. It's of this place, Rock and Bowl, which is like a very famous, iconic bowling alley in the city of New Orleans. And she actually painted the front of it for me, which I thought was really sweet. I'm going to hang that up next semester for sure. I just didn't get around to doing it. I never did get around to decorating this semester. I saw posters lying around that I never put up, and here's some nice aloe that I bought when I got horrendously sunburned at a LSU game because I was an idiot and didn't put on sunscreen. I wonder how long aloe lasts for. Probably a good amount of time, so I'll probably keep that. Although I won't need it for a few months, but anyway. Alright, well, let's put these notebooks under here. I think that's pretty much going to do it for tonight. I think I'm pretty much going to call it quits and finish packing up what I need to pack up tomorrow. But this video went over 15 minutes, but oh well, we're done anyway, so. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching. If you've watched all 5 parts of this, of just me kind of talking, being casual with you guys, I appreciate it. I love all of you guys. I appreciate you watching and subscribing. I really do appreciate all my viewers. I don't take any of you guys for granted. And so I appreciate it. And I guess you'll see me with footage from Tennessee, Nashville, coming up in a couple days. And also with the start of Gaming Palooza coming up, with Assassin's Creed Revelations starting next week. So I appreciate it. Now I gotta keep washing clothes and try to force myself to study for my last exam tomorrow, which I don't want to do, which is biology, but I'll have to find a way. So until next time, see ya.